Hi everyone! So, good afternoon. Sobrang formal. Today is a Friday and I'm going to be doing a weekend reading vlog, I guess, slash rearranging my office room. Yeah, so this office room slash mini library is primarily where I work and also where I film most of my videos. Yeah, but I've been wanting to rearrange it because right now my desk faces my window, which is great for like online meetings and stuff like that. But I did realize that staring straight into a screen that's against the light, like against a window, is really bad for my eyes. And over the past few days, I've been having like really bad headaches and a really bad case of dry eye. Yeah, and I already got LASIK eye surgery last year, so I'm taking really good care of my eyes, or trying to anyway, wearing these protective glasses. Yeah, so I just want to move my setup a little bit. It's gonna be a challenge, especially since if I do that, to be able to make sure that my plants get enough light still, I'm gonna have to rearrange like the shelf part of my desk, which I'm not looking forward to, but we'll see. We'll see what we are gonna do. So now I think I'll show you guys first this setup currently. Okay, so it's kind of a mess. Sorry. So I have like my reading chair here and some books I haven't opened yet. Then bookshelves 1 and 2. And then my tiny bookshelf over here, which houses records, some more books, and then my record player and like music stuff. And then this is kind of my meditation corner, or like my area that I don't want to populate with any computers or things like that. Then this is my main workstation. And then over here, it just kind of pans around. And I've got lots of stuff under there for working out and stuff, because this is also where I work out. So what I'm thinking of doing is moving the desk over here, so it's facing this art wall. And then that's the part that gets kind of tricky for me, because I'll have to unmount these paintings. And I kind of like this triptych, the way that it is. But I'm thinking what I can do is move one bookshelf over here, move this one over there, so it's like a shelf corner, and then that'll give the desk some more room over here. But then that leaves the question of where will I put my chair? And so many questions. Although of course I could still put it like in the middle, but I'm not sure if that'll work, or over here. I don't know. So I guess we're just gonna kind of roll with it. Okay, so epic fail. I rearranged everything earlier and I tried to put the desk over here, but I just realized how big this desk is. It's always looked kind of slender and sleek and small to me, but I realized that if I put it this way, it would kind of be taking up half of the room already. So I just moved everything back the way it was. Well, that's life. Sometimes things are already the best the way they are, I guess. So we'll leave it at that. I'm just gonna go and finish up some work, and then I'm going to start on my reading. So yeah, I've been reading on my Kindle, and the book that I'm reading this weekend, which I hope to finish actually by tomorrow, is a book that my friend Jasper recommended to me. And this is it doesn't work like a normal book, like there's no schmaltzy cover, but yeah, it's basically a book called The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, and I'm really liking it so far. It's set in kind of an alternate universe than ours, although the countries seem to be the same. And in this world, there's some kids that have magic powers, and at least in the version of what sounds like England to me from my Filipino mind, I think it's England. This version of England is very strict, and they have a couple of departments, like the department in charge of magical youth, and basically the Dikomi, they are in charge of monitoring the different orphanages where the kids with magical abilities are put in order for them to be taken care of. So there's kind of this stigma still around kids who have these magical powers. And our protagonist, his name is Linus Baker, and he's basically kind of like a social worker where he goes to the orphanages and he tries to see if they're taking care of the kids properly. Yeah, and he gets sent on this special mission to a special orphanage out in the middle of nowhere on an island in the Cerulean Sea. You guessed it, my friends. So yeah, I'm really liking it so far. According to Kindle, I'm 31% into the book. So I think I'm on page, let's see, I'm on page 140 of the book, and I'm really enjoying it so far. The characters are super lovable. I'm so in love with like the orphanage master dude, Arthur Parnassus. He's like a really cool progressive educator kind of guy, and I have a feeling that this is the kind of book that's gonna make me cry. I say that because my friend Jasper said that it was probably gonna make me cry, but then also it just has that feel of like the kind of book that's going to make you cry. So yeah. It's a whole new day of reading. So yesterday, after my epic fail of trying to rearrange my room, I probably read for like maybe a total of an hour and a half after, and then my friend Joy and I got on a Zoom call and watched 17 videos because we both are kind of into that K-pop group. And I just realized how much age changes you, because in a past life, or like in my 20s, maybe even when I was like 28 or something, I'd be able to stay up until like 3 a.m. doing that kind of stuff, but at 11 we were exhausted. And after that, at 11 I made a snack. I made some Korean ramen, and then I ate it, and then I went to sleep. And in my mind I was like, wow, like nagpuyat ako today. But then when I checked like what time I fell asleep yesterday, like on my phone, it was like 12. So anyway, I'm up bright and early today. This weekend, honestly, I just want to read and like focus on more introspective things, because my day job, and I think I mentioned back in Feb or something that I had quit my day job. Well, now I have a new job, which I'm enjoying a lot, and which I think like caters to a lot of my strengths and is something that I think is really doing good. So yeah, so right now I'm working for an organization called, well, two-ish. Okay, the main hustle is an organization called the Asian Center for Drug Policy. So basically, we work with doctors and researchers to come up with public health. Whoa, my voice. Come up with public health solutions and problem sets and evidence-based research to be able to present it to policymakers, so that our government is more in step with public health, mental health, etc. when it comes to dealing with substance use. And yeah. So most of my job is really talking to people, and you know, it's more on the extroverted skill side of things. And I'm an ambivert, so that puts me in a tough spot, because honestly, while I'm doing it, I don't really feel that tired. Like, I'm okay talking to people, but then afterward it kind of really takes a toll on me. And that, in combination with kind of my side hustle, which I'm helping one of my bosses out with, is something called the Zero Hunger Lab. So basically it's in partnership with World Food Program, and we reach out to different schools and stuff and innovation labs to be able to create solutions to solve the problem of world hunger, starting with the Philippines, where we have a very rich agricultural landscape, and strangely enough, not a very thriving agricultural industry that can sustain the livelihoods of our farmers. So anyway, haba ni intro. So anyway, right now I'm going to go downstairs and read the book that I've been reading in my downstairs reading nook. So the reading nook is really just some space near the stairs where we put this big comfy chair, and I like reading there in the morning because the light is really good here in my office. I mean, the light is good, but most of the light is here, like on my desk, which is why I'd wanted to move it. But since that's not gonna be possible, which I figured out yesterday in my experiment that failed greatly, instead I go downstairs to read, and I'm trying to do this thing where I read instead of relying on other things like social media to keep my attention. And it's been very challenging recently because I feel like it's just really a force of habit, which is so strange and so creepy if you think about it. Like when I was in grade school and high school, we'd turn our cell phones off at night, you know, to save battery. Like we'd turn it off at night and we'd only use our phones until like 9 p.m. unless meron kang ka-text me. So yeah, it's just so weird that now it's like we can't live without looking at our phones. So anyway, let's do that. Let's read.
Before, but never with you. Your mind is not where your heart is, but let me tell you, you're gonna be alright. It's not a wish, it's a promise. It's a different kind of lonely, it's a different kind of sad, 'cause we got no more if only, and we stopped feeling bad. It's a different kind of sadness, it's a different kind of fear. Now we're stuck in this waitlist, and the end is getting near, so I'm moving on.
Hi everyone, so it's a little bit later in the day now. It's around 2:45 p.m. and I'm taking a break from reading. I'm around 60% into The House in the Cerulean Sea now, so I think I can finish that by today, hopefully. I'm trying not to strain my eyes too much because, like I mentioned, I think earlier in this vlog, reading books back to back to back like really took a toll on my eyes last week. So I'm just trying to make sure that that doesn't happen because, you know, slow and steady wins the race. I don't want to get super crazy headaches again that will make me have to lie in bed for 2 to 3 hours. So pacing myself. Yeah, so now I'm going to do a little bit of an unboxing with you guys. I bought a couple of books from Fully Booked last week. Was it last week? Last week or last week I was reading Funny Weather, Art in an Emergency by Olivia Laing, or Laing, I don't know how to pronounce her name. And it was just so good. And there was a portion there dedicated particularly to writers. And she was talking about Hilary Mantel and how Hilary Mantel wrote historical fiction that was just beautiful and which was very detail oriented. And she was talking about how meticulous all of it was because Hilary Mantel had this very kind of obsessive eye where she would bury herself in like years and years and years of research before she wrote anything. So yeah, I was intrigued because I do like historical fiction. I think I'm very picky with historical fiction, which is why I don't really talk about it a lot on this channel, but I really do enjoy it. I'm drinking this. This is a Spanish latte from But First Coffee. This was recommended to me by my friend Joy. Usually, if I'm looking for coffee that has milk in it, I'll get it from Cafe 76 because they have lattes that are made with almond milk. I'm lactose intolerant. But, that said, I'm a fool for a Spanish latte, which is basically a latte where it's half and half condensed milk and then like regular milk or almond milk or whatever. And my friend Joy recommended this to me because we both like Arabica's coffee. But Arabica isn't on GrabFood. Arabica has their own in-house delivery service, which is such a pain. I tried to order through there and I was so freaking pissed off. Arabica, if you're listening, get back on GrabFood. But yeah, so my friend Joy was like, hey, try mo, like it's cheaper, it's yummy. And it is! It's cheap and it's yummy! And my headache is gone, so even if I'm lactose intolerant, hindi lang naman ako sa bahay. Jebs anytime. This styrofoamy-like sheet. So my goal for the weekend is to finish House in the Cerulean Sea today. And then after that, excuse me. After that, I'll be spending the whole weekend reading poetry. So, like I mentioned yesterday, I'll be reading Riding Westward by Carl Phillips. And I also bought an ebook that I'm very, very excited to read. It's called Nemja, I think, by Nayira Wahid. Nayira Wahid is one of my favorite poets. Me and my friend Joelle used to be low-key obsessed with her back when we were living together. And I remember Joelle used to read Nayira Wahid. Wow, rhyming. Joelle used to read Nayira Wahid before she went to sleep. So yeah. Wow. You know what? I really think old age is kind of getting to me just because there's some books here that I don't remember ordering. Okay. Like my former employee, Bea, we were working on a project and we were talking about how I've kind of I have this habit of forgetting what I've already done. And so I need a checklist now. Like, I can't go by memory anymore because I always forget, like, did I finish it already? Did I do it? And a lot of the time she'll be like, yeah, Wina, you already sent me that, or you already did that. So it's weird, but I'm still kind of grateful that at least my memory loss works in that way, where it's something I've done, which I think I didn't do, as opposed to it's something that I didn't do that I thought I already did. Anyway, okay, so let's go with the Hilary Mantel books first. Because okay, so the series of hers that I bought is the one about Henry VIII, Anne Boleyn, and Thomas Cromwell. Yeah, so the first one is called Wolf Hall. I hate it when it's badly wrapped, so let's just free it from the confines of this plastic wrap. Sometimes I like to keep my books still in the plastic wrap if it's wrapped properly, but if it's like this and it's kind of falling apart, like, just release them. So yeah, this is Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. So excited to read this, and I'm like a fool for for anything that has to do with like the Tudors era, because I just find the politics. I can't talk today. I just find the politics of the politics of the time so fascinating. And then I also got the sequel. So for this, they only had this trade paperback, but that's fine. Anything but hardbound, guys. This is Bring Up the Bodies. I didn't say the title. Okay, and then the last book in that series is The Mirror and the Light. Beautiful cover. I really like the cover of this. It's so pretty. Okay. So those are the 3 Hilary Mantel books, and hopefully I will be getting to them by Monday. And then I bought some books that are a little bit more practical, which is probably also why I forgot about them. I was probably too excited about the fiction. I thought it would be useful to have like a crash course in sales. because although my boss at my old job, hi Miss Lloyds, in case you're watching, well, she did a great job of training me, and you know, I did learn a lot watching also and observing the way that things were done. There are some technical things that I'd really like to learn, but I figured, like, this is something I figured out, is that like online courses for sales are made by like really old, kind of outdated people, which sounds so bad, but like the most useful online sales thing that I found was the one by Chris Voss, and it wasn't even directly sales, it was about negotiation, and it was on Masterclass. And the last book that I got is Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. So I have this other book which is Homo Deus, and that one is about the future, and it just again, this thing with the series where I thought I would be interested in it before, because obviously this was pre-pandemic and I did want to know more about trends moving forward. But now that I started that book, I realized it kind of needs some foregrounding and that it's a series for a reason. So here we are. I'm looking forward to reading this, and I've always found Yuval Noah Harari a very insightful person to read from. So yeah, and that's it for this tiny book haul. I think now I'm gonna enjoy my coffee and chill out for about an hour or so, and then resume reading The House in the Cerulean Sea. Good morning, everyone. I made a huge reading boo-boo last night. So sorry. My face is so like pale because of the SPF. I just not woke up, but I just like got ready for the day, and I made a huge reading boo-boo yesterday. I said that I was gonna finish writing Westward and the Nayira Wahid book, and then I started reading Westward. I'm like around 15 pages in, I think. That's a pretty short read. I'll finish that today for sure, because wow, my voice, because it only has around 50 pages, 51 pages. But then I also started another book by Olivia Lang. It's so good, and it's about loneliness. So I hold on, actually let me check the exact title. I heard about this book from my friend Frances, actually. Yeah, and I also bought another book on her recommendation. I should probably do like an ebook haul, huh? So I bought another book on her recommendation also, which is Conversations with David Hockney. We both read Funny Weather also. So yeah, so we're both kind of very fascinated with art right now. Yeah. Okay. The Lonely City by Olivia Lang, and it's basically exploring loneliness as a construct, and also loneliness as something that propels people into making good art. So I'm very interested in reading that, and it's set in New York, and I think being lonely in a city is something that anyone who lives in Greater Metro Manila can attest to, and of course other cities around the world. So yeah, I feel like a wrench was thrown into my reading, because after reading the two poetry collections today, my plan was to jump right into Wolf Hall, which I not around me, so I can't show you, but I showed you in another clip yesterday. So yeah, okay, so I have a feeling we're gonna have like a lot of books on this month's TBR, which is great. I haven't felt this pumped for reading in a really long time, but that's a whole other video. It's true, there was no worse or better part of me. As if he too could see the world just in front of us, coming divided, those who step routinely toward a dark that mostly has seemed avoidable, those who let them whirl from which, if for no other reason than out of pity I should look away, out of decency I should try, or should seem to have tried, or to be about to. Okay, so this is gonna be my last update for this vlog. I finished writing Westward by Carl Phillips. I started on Nejma by Nayira Wahid, and it's very, very different and very, very interesting. I think my battery is gonna cut out any minute, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys how it looks because it's flippin' crazy. So the form, it's always in this sphere, and I'm convinced it's a petri dish, and there's like atomic drawings and stuff, so different from her usual stuff. I'm digging it, but I feel like I'll probably finish this by the end of the week. So anyway, my battery is about to cut out. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Yeah, bye!